Finland has always drawn me in. The very first time I hunted here at 16 years old, I've never been able to get it out of my mind. So now at 28, I head back to meet up with a great friend Juha. Join us on this hunt as we head over 900 kilometers north of Helsinki to Lapland along the Russian border to hunt the elusive capercaillie, willow grouse and black grouse. So the sun is out. It was -degrees last night, so it's just starting to warm up. Looks absolutely amazing here. I've put the drone up and it's just endless woods, complete opposite to Shetland. We've got a very happy dog. Vesta. She's super excited. She's going bird chasing today. Vesta. We're just getting kitted up and then we're going to head out. Someone's ready to go hunting. Let's get stuck into it.
Excited?
Yeah. Been in the van a lot the last 2 days. Looking forward to stretching the legs and finding some birds. So we're finally in the hunting grounds. We're all geared up, radio's ready. I'm pretty excited. Juha's gonna
1 2 1 2
keep me on the right track. And what is it we're after? There's 3 different types of grouse and capercaillie.
So first of all we will hunt Metso, which is Metso. Which is capercaillie. It's cheddar in Swedish.
Cheddar.
Yes.
Cheddar cheese.
That's a big bird, so it can be black or the female is kind of brownish.
Yeah.
So the hen, and then we have black grouse,
yep,
which is teeri in Finnish, and orre in Swedish. Orre. Okay, close. And then we have the white grouse. It's called willow grouse, and that is called riakko in Finnish, and riipa in Swedish.
Riipa.
And then finally we have a small bird called a hazel hen. It's an interesting one because you can whistle it in. And that's called pyy.
Pyy.
Yes, in Finnish, and järpe in Swedish.
Järpe.
So those we are hunting today in the grounds of Savukoski. Sorry, not Savukoski, Pelkosenniemi. But very close by. Savukoski is very close by.
So we have capercaillie, I think in Scotland. They're endangered, but we do have black grouse and stuff. I'm very looking forward to getting into the hazel hen.
Yeah,
and to see if we can whistle them in. I don't know where I put my whistle, but I'm going to be giving it a go. Just interacting with the game is quite entertaining, even if you can't get a shot. So we're going to do our best to film it and take you with us on the action. It's a lovely day. It's only going to get better, and hopefully I can shoot straight. Let's go for it.
Let's go.
It's not easy to keep track of each other in this, look. Just to try and keep a straight line. That's going to be very difficult hunting. Look at the state of this. So far, Juha has just shot at one. It looks like it's got a leg down, so we're just gonna go have a look for it. I had one shot at it and it's come flying past me, so hopefully I can find it and have a look. That was quick.
Bravo! Bravo! Bravo!
Well, here we have Juha's willow grouse, which Vesta just indicated on, which is good because we retrieved it, and it was in the area that I thought it was. Pretty cool. Seeing it up and close for the first time. Very similar to what we have at home, just different colours, markings, big fluffy feet. A proper Arctic bird, hardy little things. Now I just have to try and get a shot at one. Now after seeing the bird that Juha shot at came that quick, I had no idea how I was going to be able to shoot one that quick. And my eyes were everywhere, from the tops of the trees down to the floor. It wasn't long before we ended up in an opening where I caught my first glimpse of some of the local reindeer. Now these actually belong to the native people here called the Sami people. So I got my first shot off, actually at a bird that got up in front of me. My heart hasn't raced so much like that for a long time. It's so quick, and I was reloading as the second one got up. There's a lesson learnt: reload quick or just be ready. After a good few miles covered, it was probably one of my favourite parts of the day. Now I've done this a few times in Finland, and every lunchtime you get around a fire and you cook your food over the fire, and you don't stop until the fire's gone. And it's a lovely way to have some quality time talking about what's just happened. And on today's menu is some new delicacies for me. Now with the fire cooking hot, it was time to cook some sausage. Now I had no idea what meat this was, but the boys did keep talking about horsepower, me thinking I just needed some energy. So first on the menu, some horsepower.
Exactly, this is real horse power. Made out of fresh horse.
Homemade fresh horse in a sausage, which actually looks very good. And I had it the other night on rice pies.
You liked it?
Very yummy actually. Although in the UK we don't eat anything like this, which is a bit of a shame. Well, belly's full. Round 2. Heading the other way this time. Hopefully I can actually get onto something this time instead of miss. That'd be nice. Super exciting. Let's give it a go. We're heading back into the woods for one of the last drives of the day. Now the environment is completely different to the first few walks, and it's wet, it's boggy, but there's a lovely environment and there's lots of food source for the birds. Now this is a good sign. So I'm high on alert, my eyes are 2 inches out, and I start bumping into a few birds. But every time I pull the trigger, there seems to be a tree in the way. After the first couple shots though, I take even more time and I walk nice and slowly. Eventually I manage to get lucky. Hey! With the gunshot going off, it wasn't long before Vest was on the scene. And she was there to secure the bird. By the time I got there, it was completely dead, so I must have got a kill shot, which is the best outcome I could have hoped for.
Yeah!
Josh has just shot his first bird. Yes, it looks like it's a black grouse. How many did you see?
3.
3.
One took off just as I pulled the trigger. Another one was just too quick, so I was behind. And I got this one. This is actually a very hard shot and I got him.
Great!
I did not think of it.
Nice. Beautiful.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Yeah. I'm chuffed.
Cheers.
To a good first day and first kill for me. First black grouse. We've seen every one of the species. Capercaillie, black grouse, hazel hen, and willow grouse.
Yes.
It's been a good day.
Yeah.
capercaillie is, I think, high on my list after seeing them today. So cheers.
Cheers. What are
Cheers,
we drinking,
guys.
by the way?
What are we drinking? Jolovina. Jolovina.
Jalovina.
Jolovina. Day we woke up to the sun blaring away on top of the trees. It looked pretty incredible, but it was time to head back into the woods. So we got the maps out and we made a plan. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really understand a lot of it because of the Finnish and the Swedish they were speaking, but thankfully Juha ended up showing me where we were roughly going. So I had a game plan, and after yesterday there was fuel in the fire and I was raring to go. So day 2, and we're back in the trees. Hopefully get stuck into some capercaillie, especially after seeing them yesterday. So I'm super pumped up. Let's get stuck into it.
Just escaped behind the trees. Not any possibility to shoot too many trees.
Well, I just walked through some really nice woods, thinking that there might be a capercaillie there.
There might be anywhere.
It's a very, very still day.
It's a little bit too still. They hear you from long distance, but that one stayed put. Actually, just left like 50 meters from us.
It's thick. That bit's a bit too thick to shoot in, but looks like it's going to open out again now. With every 50 meters I walked, the woods just seemed to change. A different environment, different trees, the sun felt like it was in a different position. I could have just been walking around in circles, but I was doing my best to stay in line even though we couldn't see each other. Thankfully we had the radios, but I was soon to find out what happened when you lost radio signal. Well, I've got one thing to say about these Finnish woods, Lapland woods, is it doesn't take long before they swallow you up and you have no idea where you are. But thankfully I've downloaded their West Maps on my phone, and I'm slowly making my way to what I think is the right place. Not bumped into any birds yet, but this is incredibly thick, as you can see. But it's pretty amazing hunting in here. Just waiting for a big black bird to be sitting in front of you or fly out from somewhere. Pretty exciting. You have to be on the ball every second. Let's see if we can find everyone else. So currently lost still. Well, I know where I am. I have no idea where everybody else is. So I've made an executive decision to walk that way. Well, got more signal. I've heard the van. They're going down the road. They're going one way back to where I was. I was walking up to them. Bit of a wild goose chase. I'm having a great time. I'm getting hungry, so I'd quite like to find them because that's where the food is. I think they are just getting up ahead of us a bit because it's rather still and they can hear us coming a mile away. But yeah, we did hear it. You seen a black grouse? And I think I heard it was a capercaillie because it sounded pretty big, like a helicopter taking off. But I knew it flew over the trees because you heard the wingtips hit the branches, but then carry on flying. We'll get into them eventually though, I think. Coffee first. Thankfully, after a lot of walking trying to find these guys, it was food time. Now, on today's menu was something completely different. It's what I would call a Russian donut pie, but basically it's a sort of donut sort of mixture with rice and mince on the inside. So it's kind of like deep fried, but having it over the barbecue, I'm not gonna lie, was very good, especially after walking a long distance. Followed up with a coffee, we were raring to go. So we've just been dropped off at another location. Helga is meeting us somewhere else, and we're going to walk this section through, which looks rather good. The last one was a bit thick, especially to try and shoot something in. This could be the place with all the capercaillie. It wasn't long before we started bumping into a few signs that there could be some birds about. Here we have some capercaillie droppings. Now it's like this because they eat a lot of berries, and we didn't bump into any. We walked and we walked and we walked. We heard them, I heard them getting up in the distance, but the only thing that came my way was a stray reindeer.
Big reindeer here.
And as if the birds knew that we had left the hunting grounds, they started showing up everywhere. Quite often they come down onto the roads in the cooler weather, or just in the evenings, whether they go up to roost in these areas or they're down feeding on the grit, which they need to help break up their food. So we're hunting a different area today. We're in a lower ground. We were a bit high yesterday and we weren't seeing many birds, so we've just come a bit lower. Hopefully the birds are sitting tighter in here. With the weather being a bit miserable, it might mean that we will get a bit closer before they shoot off. We heard them, we never seen them pretty much yesterday. So without any luck, we get onto them. We might have had the weather on our side, but the woods we were in today didn't look like it was going to be in our favour. These were pretty thick woods. So we've just come through a whole load of thick stuff, and it's just started to open out. Yuha's seen some white feathers in a few places, which is willow grouse. So hopefully we can bump into something in here. It's a lot more open, so I've got a chance of actually seeing what I'm shooting. Fingers crossed. So Yuha has shot a willow grouse. We're just trying to locate it now as we're back in the thick stuff. Fortunately none of them came back over me. It's incredibly thick trying to shoot in here. Yeah, so we're just trying to find that. We're just staying put basically where we are, just working the small area whilst we've got Vesta. And hopefully there's a few more in the area.
There is feather, there is feather, there is feather.
Now we did have some signs, but we searched for a long time and unfortunately we were just getting nothing. Eventually we had to call it off and head back to the truck.
This is the only thing we found from my willow grouse I just shot, and the dog was searching for like 40 minutes. We didn't find anything, unfortunately. It was a great stand for the dog, but bitter end for myself. Otherwise, cool hunting. Jag sa. Jag sa. Oh, Josh, usually you get one when
Yes, usually.
Congratulations.
Oj, så fint.
It's a black grouse.
No.
A big one.
Big one.
It's an old one. So it's a black grouse hen. And the dog just marked it and Helge took a couple of shots and down it went. Nice one.
After a few shots and a few birds down, we were ready to go again. This time we are heading into a different area and the woods started to open up and look amazing. Wasn't long before there was some scent. What I was saying, before the dogs started hunting like crazy, now we're all on edge, is we're just hunting a bit of a different terrain basically. It's a bit more capercaillie sort of ground. There's the lower bushes with all the berries. I think I usually call them blaeberries, but I don't know what they call them here. So fingers crossed. I actually prefer this sort of woodland, a bit more open, a bit more space to shoot. Hopefully, a nice big capercaillie or cheddar sitting, ready to have a go. To say that I was on edge was an understatement. Helge told me that my eyes needed to be 2 inches out from my skull, and they felt like they were 10 inches out. I was on the ball everywhere. I could hear birds, and it wasn't long before we started bumping into a few. Roger. But like last time, these trees seem to just jump out in the way.
You have got a bird.
Oh yeah, at least one of us got one.
Yeah, I missed the first chance, so it was spot on.
After a quick regroup, we make a plan and we head deeper and deeper into the thick woodland, looking for the signs of capercaillie and black grouse, as well as some of the willow grouse that we had just spooked off into the distance. It's not long before we bump into some more reindeer. The Sami people, who are known as one of Europe's indigenous people, let their reindeer roam the woods to feed on the natural vegetation. They rely on these reindeer for meat, fur and transportation. The deeper we go, the thicker the trees get and the wetter the day gets. The heavens have completely opened. Well, I pretty much had my chance. Wasn't rolling the camera and pretty sure I missed. It was so close and it came up just as I was on the radio. Classic big old capercaillie hen. So hopefully we're going to go and see if they're there. I'm a bit miffed, definitely should have hit that. My last day hunting here. I can see the tears on Juha's face already. He's taking me to another capercaillie heaven. It should be good. Bit sad it's my last day. This week's went pretty quick, but it's been well worth it. He's giving me extra cartridges because he knows how I'm shooting at the minute. So let's get stuck into it again. One final day. Let's go have fun and make the most of it. The walk of shame yet again.
You should enter. You can see the sign there. The yellow one.
Trip to Siberia.
Yeah. And you cannot go there.
It's fair to say that this is the closest to Russia I have ever been. And with old Helge telling me to walk that direction and I'll find Siberia, it left me a bit uneasy. Hopefully I don't get lost. It seems that the birds knew that they were safe on the right hand side of the fence too. So just setting out for the first walk of the day. Uphill this morning. It's always good to do a slug first thing in the morning. Loaded up and ready to go and making our way through some pretty thick terrain on foot. We eventually started bumping into a few birds, making this morning quite exciting. so far we're doing this drive. We had bear on the way in. I've just said on the radio there's more bear on the road and you can smell the bear. So this could be exciting. Missed one bird already. Long shot. Gave it a go. It's looking pretty sweet. Hopefully I don't bump into a big brown bear. With no birds down on the first half of the day, there's only one thing for it, and that's to have a good old feed over the fire again. And it's the last one, so it's a bit sad as this is my favourite part of the day. Oh, I need a stick.
It's a bad one.
Why? Why is it a bad stick?
There is a stick. Longer stick. Yeah. Just shove it in.
It's a bit too long.
No, you can put it on the side. And put it on. We didn't see too many birds today. No. Except for those capercaillie.
I've been outsmarted by 2 grouse. Yet again.
Yeah. Not always that easy.
Next time I'll show you I can hit birds.
In 20 years. We have been here. Helge has been here 50 years.
It's a long time.
We have been here. Kalle has been here 20 years. Maybe I have been here like 15.
And as the fire comes to an end, Juha surprises me with one of my favourite dishes. It's a sweet dish that you have after a meal, and it's kind of like cottage cheese, but I call it squeaky cheese, and you put a whole load of cloudberry jam on top, and you kind of just poach it in the pan, and it's one of the best things I've ever eaten. With full bellies all around, it was time for the last walk of the day, and we headed out into the thick woods. And if by luck we got onto the capercaillie eventually, with Juha managing to take one down on one shot. Happy?
Yes.
Bit bigger than a grouse. Walking through this vast wild place with these guys, I have realised how much deeper this experience goes than just the hunt itself. And as the sun starts to go down on our last evening, and what better place to finish it than over a beautiful lake like this, we head back to the cabin, and the next thing is to get the birds ready for dinner. We have saved all our birds up that we have shot over this last week for one big feed at the end. It's not about taking it home, it's about enjoying it in the moment and sharing it with friends.
Josh will take his knife and prepare the willow grouse. What are you doing?
So I'm just going to cut just under the skin. You pinch the skin up and then you can get right underneath it. So I'm going down the breastbone now, which kind of goes along like that. Trying to save as much meat as possible.
Not cut too deep.
Yeah, you don't want to cut too deep because then you can go into the guts as well. So you don't really want to taint the meat. I find it easier to go to one end and then you can peel it off the breastplate. So that's like your breastplate, and then you can see that it goes out here, so you can kind of work your way along. No point wasting any meat, so that's why we take it all, and then they're nice and small, so you can easily just crack the joint, cut the foot off. There's the heart. Happy dog, happy humans, beer time.
Wrap them, these are the breasts. I have wrapped them in bacon, and then we have the legs here. I just put in some bacon to give the salt for the legs, and we have willow grouse, that's these 4 breasts, and then we have black grouse, these a little bit bigger. Cantarell, I think it's cantarell.
One thing I have to say about Juha is he is one hell of a chef. I have learned so much from cooking with him over the years, from the wild mushrooms and the wild ingredients he uses, from the way he cures his meat and uses it for his cooking. So we're definitely in for a treat tonight.
But be careful with the legs because they are some.
As my time in Lapland comes to a close, it's clear to me that this trip was never just about the game. It was as much about the land, the culture, and the connections that I've shared. I feel it's about immersing yourself in the environment, respecting it, and honouring the traditions that have been passed down for years, and taking back this knowledge that you've learned and putting it into your own use and teaching your friends or your family and your kids. And as I head back, that's what I will take with me. Not just the game that we hunted, but the bond with these people and the place that welcomed me.
Losing 3 fingers on one hand and 1 finger from the other. 40 minutes, didn't find anything, unfortunately.
So a very sad moment. I'm at the airport after a week of horsepower, vodka, black coffee, and a lot of fun trying to shoot birds on my behalf. Thank you very much for another amazing trip.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you for coming.
I can't wait for the next one, and I don't know where it will be. Hopefully somewhere amazing. Maybe we should try for somewhere warmer.
New Zealand?
New Zealand? You never know. Till next time, I hope you guys have enjoyed this crazy episode. Again, plenty more to come. We'll speak to you soon.